Early morning on the river. I sit cross-legged on the futon, braving the outside world in the pre-dawn. It has taken me 6 nights to overcome my fear of night creatures and bugs. And here I sit on the edge of the river that carries life to all things. I have braved this fear because I could no longer resist the early morning of Africa. Again, I feel that I am an intruder here. The river flows practically at my feet. Behind me, inside is my haven of luxury, inside the canvas walls and screens. Yet here I am on the precipice of morning, the very origin of wild. We were born here as the animals were born, but now we merely visit. I am humbled today. As I write, my pot of coffee and its silver cream pitcher sit on the deck, and I am startled by a metallic sound below the futon in the darkness. I shine the flashlight to where the pitcher has fallen over. Cream spills out in a white river of contrast. My flashlight beam touches the head of a bush baby, greedily lapping up the spill. The light chases him back under my cot. I have just been the closest I have ever been to the wild, raw beginning of time. Dawn approaches beyond the bend in the river. The morning star announces day is on the way as the hot, moist air of night turns to the chill of early morning. A sliver of moon lies on its back low in the sky. I have been nearly chased inside twice by the noises of life around me. My fears are being slowly peeled away, and inside is new and raw and hot with anticipation. You were right, my love. This is something I must do alone. I have to face these fears and challenges, but mostly I have to absorb all of this. If you had been with me, I would have leaned on you and let you fend off the strangeness that is necessary for me to meet head-on. Still, at times this is too much. It is difficult to focus on the bats as they zip through the early morning for their meal that will hold them in suspension through the brightness of day. Or the recollection of the 3-foot-long monitor lizard eyeballing me as he slithers across the footpath on the way to my tent. Or the vervet monkeys that play in the branches above my head and are silhouetted against the breaking African dawn. Or the smell of the river as the hippos return to their mud bath after a night of grazing in the field by the camp. Or the croaking frogs who sing their song at night in a noisy chorus until one of them croaks, "Lights out," and they are all silent. Even the rich roasted coffee tastes of this continent. All senses were born here. There is so much wildness here that we must be escorted around camp after dark. Last night my Messiah was late in fetching me from my tent for the short walk to the dining area for dinner. After 13 hours on the road, I am hungry and ready to get the meal over with so I can sleep off the trip. I am impatient and pace around, peering through the quickening darkness, hoping to see my Maasai warrior come for me with bow and arrow at the ready. Then I think of you and how you would tell me to breathe, and I breathe in the cool evening air rising off the river. You would tell me to sit, and so I sit on the chair outside my tent, and when I do, my self-induced veil lifts, and that is when I see them. The first one even startles me a little, as it is so close, but then I recognize dozens of them all along the riverbank. Fireflies, lightning bugs. I hadn't seen one since I lived in Pennsylvania more than 40 years ago. They are bigger here, as all the bugs seem to be, but they bring with them the quiet, calm familiarity of memory. I am cranky after the long drive. I think of you and home and count off the days until I can be safe and secure in your arms, in a place where I matter to someone. I am lonely among these strangers. I want to get through with the socializing so I can slip between the 1,000-count Egyptian cotton sheets of solitude and pull the warm, dark, liquid African night over my head and dream of you. These thoughts swoop through my mind as the bats swoop through the early morning. I think how graceful they are as they make their breakfast of bugs I fear even more than I fear them. In my annoyance at yesterday's dusty, bumpy ride, I am awakened once again to the purpose of this trip by a tiny pulsing light in the sky. So subtle, this land. That was when my warrior appears to take me to the lodge and our 8-course meal served on china and in cut glass crystal in this enigmatic place.